JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. JLP mourns sudden death of long-serving Olympic Gardens councillor Christopher Townsend. Minister of Local Government and the Deputy Leader of the governing Jamaica Labour Party Desmond McKenzie has expressed regret at the death of the councillor for the Olympic Gardens Division in St. Andrew West Central, Christopher Townsend. The usually soft-spoken, long-serving councillor died suddenly on Wednesday night from what is believed to be natural causes. In a release Thursday morning, McKenzie said the JLP is deeply saddened by the passing of Townsend. "We are shocked at news of the death of Councillor Townsend. He had served the people of the Olympic Gardens Division with distinction for a long time and provided critical support to the Member of Parliament and our party leader, Dr. Andrew Holness," said McKenzie. Councillor Townsend was an outstanding representative who was fiercely dedicated to service and advancing the interests of the people he served. He has no doubt made a positive contribution to the local government fraternity in Jamaica, added McKenzie. He said the JLP has expressed its deepest condolence to Councillor Townsend's family, friends and colleagues following the tragic development, which the party is currently struggling to come to terms with. "Our party intends to offer support to Councillor Townsend's family, and I have no doubt that at the appropriate time, his contribution to the local government fraternity in Jamaica will be duly and appropriately recognized," added McKenzie. Sound system operator gunned down. The Kingston East police are probing the fatal shooting of a man along Greenvale Road on Monday. Killed was 57-year-old Richard Brooks, otherwise called E.T., a sound system operator of Bull Bay, St. Andrew. Reports are that at about 12:25 p.m., Brooks was along the roadway in the vicinity of the Star of the East chill spot when he was attacked. The police were summoned to the scene and Brooks was found bleeding from gunshot wounds. He was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital where he was pronounced dead. No motive has been established for the killing. Man hospitalized after being shot by police in Clarendon. The police say a man was shot and wounded on Wednesday afternoon in Maypen, Clarendon, was obstructing officers during the execution of their duties. The 21-year-old of Palmer's Cross in the parish was shot at about 1:30 p.m. in the vicinity of Lopsy's Pharmacy. It's reported that a police team was conducting spot checks when a motorist was stopped for a related offense. The police said the accused started behaving boisterously and obstructing the police from prosecuting the motorist. During the process, the man allegedly used his hand to hit one of the officers in his right eye and broke the strap of the M16 rifle that he was armed with. It's further reported that the policeman, to prevent serious injuries to himself and to being disarmed, pulled his Glock pistol and fired 2 rounds in the direction of the accused. The wounded man was taken to hospital and admitted in a serious condition. The policeman was also taken to hospital and treated for injuries received during the incident. This is the second police-involved shooting in Clarendon this week that is being investigated by the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM. On Tuesday, a 26-year-old mentally ill man was shot during a reported confrontation about 3 p.m. along the Panarthas Main Road in Yorktown. Policemen involved in Sunday's fatal shooting of 3 men detained. The police high commanders ordered the detention of 2 officers involved in a fatal shooting that occurred Sunday on Windward Road in Kingston, resulting in the deaths of 3 men. Those killed have been identified as 17-year-old labourer O'Shane Stubbs, otherwise known as Moonhead, 20-year-old deliveryman Keishon Smith, otherwise known as Bimax, and 19-year-old car wash attendant Orlando Campbell. According to the Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, the decision was made based on preliminary information related to the incident. The CCU reports that the officers, members of the Kingston East Police Division, were on patrol early Sunday morning when they encountered a group of men along Windward Road. The officers reported that gunfire was exchanged during their encounter, which left 3 men dead at the scene. One of the officers sustained a non-life-threatening injury in the incident, and the 2 illegal guns were reportedly recovered from the scene. The police high commanders expressed support for officers who act within the boundaries of the law in carrying out their duties, but they have also underscored their commitment to accountability. The High Command reiterates its full support of members who act within the law in the execution of their duties and is committed to the principle of accountability, the CCU stated. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, the body responsible for overseeing incidents involving police misconduct, has launched an investigation into the fatal shooting. The 2 officers have been detained, while INDECOM continued its probe to ensure transparency and impartiality. The High Command wishes to assure the public of our commitment to support thorough and impartial investigations carried out by INDECOM ensuring that the ends of justice are served, the CCU added. The JSF has not released further details on the circumstances leading up to the shooting or the identities of those involved as investigations are ongoing. Man killed in suspected hit and run in St. Elizabeth. The St. Elizabeth police are probing the circumstances surrounding the death of a man who was killed in a suspected hit and run along the Goshen Main Road early Wednesday morning. The body is of a dark brown complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet 4 inches long. It was clad in a white t-shirt, short black jeans, and a pair of black sneakers. Reports from the Santa Cruz police are that, at about 3:12 a.m., residents stumbled upon the body and alerted them. When the lawmen arrived, they reportedly saw the body lying face down with injuries to the head and hand. The scene was processed, and the body was removed to the morgue. The investigators are appealing for anyone with information that can assist them with their probe to contact the Santa Cruz Police at 876-966-2289 or 876-966-6041, the Police 119 emergency number or the nearest police station. Chinese SKS rifle seized in Old Harbor. The Kingston Central Police are reporting the seizure of 38 assorted rounds of ammunition and a 9mm Mach 11 submachine gun in an abandoned building during an operation on King Street on Wednesday. Reports are that at about 6:30 a.m., lawmen were in the area when the building was searched. During the search, the submachine gun with a magazine containing 15 9mm rounds and an additional 13 9mm rounds and the 10 5.56 rounds of ammunition were seized. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure. Over in St. Catherine, an operation by the police in Old Harbor led to the discovery of a rifle under a pile of stones on Wednesday. The weapon seized is a Chinese SKS rifle. Police reports state that at about 8:45 a.m., police went on a targeted operation in Old Harbor, and during a search, the weapon was retrieved from a hole which was covered with stones. No arrest was made. The Old Harbor Criminal Investigations Branch is probing the matter. Driver charged in connection with money bags that fell from Beryllium vehicle. Police have formally charged 52-year-old Aldin Nelson, a driver from Harborview, Kingston 17, with simple larceny in connection with the disappearance of 2 bags of money from a Beryllium security vehicle. Nelson was arrested following investigations. Is expected to appear in court on a date yet to be determined. According to police reports, the incident occurred around 9:45 a.m. on Thursday, November 7. Beryllium security officers were transporting money along Sir Floresville Glassbowl Boulevard when a passing motorist alerted them that the rear door of their vehicle was open. The motorist reportedly observed 2 bags falling from the truck along the roadway. The vehicle was en route to the Norman Manley International Airport, carrying a total of 48 bags with an undisclosed amount of cash. Upon receiving the alert, security officers checked the vehicle and confirmed that the back door was indeed unlocked. Despite an immediate search of the area, the missing bags could not be found. Following an investigation, police conducted a search of Nelson's residence, where they reportedly discovered a small bag containing the missing money. Nelson was subsequently taken into custody, and following a question and answer session with his attorney present, he was officially charged. Manchester businessman charged with fraud over alleged sale of vehicles. 40-year-old Garfield Biggs, otherwise called Blacks, a businessman of Mandeville, Manchester, has been charged with fraudulent conversion for allegedly failing to pay over sums from the sale of vehicles. According to the Portmore police, the charge stems from allegations that Biggs convinced the owner of a car dealership that he had customers interested in purchasing 3 motor vehicles, a Toyota RAV4, a Toyota Voxy, and a BMW 3 Series, all totaling $12.7 million. The owner of the car dealership reportedly handed over all 3 motor vehicles to Biggs. Then, sometime in May 2024, Biggs reportedly told the complainant that all 3 vehicles were sold. However, to date, he has allegedly not been able to pay over the monies owed. The business owner reported the matter to the police, and following investigations, Biggs was arrested. He was later charged following a question and answer interview with his attorney. His court date is yet to be finalized. Soldiers charged with Keith Clark murder freed. High Court Judge Justice Dale Palmer has ruled that the 3 soldiers charged in connection with the May 2010 shooting death of businessman Keith Clark have no case to answer. Lance Corporals Greg Tingling, Odell Buckley, and Private Arnold Henry have been on trial since May. Justice Dale Palmer instructed jurors to return a not guilty verdict on Thursday morning. Addressing the jury panel comprising 3 men and 4 women, Justice Palmer explained that despite calling Jamaica Defense Force officials, the evidence as it relates to identification is below the standard for him to call upon the defense to answer. The judge explained further that bits of the evidence had fallen short of the legal standard. Earlier, Justice Palmer said he found it remarkable that two of the most senior JDF members could not assist in identifying the identity of the soldiers who carried out the shooting. On Monday, defense lawyers presented their no-case submissions in the absence of the jury, with the prosecution offering its responses.
Morning, sir.
Victory.
Well, yes, it's victory, but I think I should start off by saying that this is not a case in which we would be out celebrating victory per se. The attitude of the Jamaica Defense Force is that all operations should be conducted without fatalities. This is a very unfortunate one in which the soldiers were faced with an all but impossible situation in which at least 4 of them were shot and injured, and the group of soldiers who went to the premises, a weapon was pointed at them and they instinctively responded as they are trained to. And this is what led to the very unfortunate demise of Mr. Keith Clark. And this is why we don't consider this a typical case for there to be celebration. Despite that, I must say that the men who stood their trial are very pleased, very happy, because they have gone through a tremendous amount of stress and difficulty and broken families because of the time this matter has taken to be brought to an end.
Can you explain what caused the breakdown of the prosecution's case? What were the weaknesses?
Well, the judge made a ruling confirming our submission that there was not any evidence properly identifying these 3 men as the men who are responsible for the unfortunate death of Mr. Clark. And it is not difficult to understand that, because there were, on Mrs. Clark's and her daughter's evidence, 6 to 8 men in uniform, not identified.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.